Is Africa calling you back? If you're living in the diaspora and you're feeling like, man, I think it's time for me to go back to my home country, back to my family country, this video is for you, especially if you're considering coming to Kenya. Welcome to Travel Check-ins with Saida
and Jermaine,
where we talk about traveling for cheap using points and miles, slow traveling, and living abroad full-time. So we get a few comments on our channel where people who are from the diaspora, people who may have been born in Africa or in Kenya, and they talk about wanting to come back home.
Yeah.
Is that surprising?
It's not, because we talk to people all the time. When you come to the U.S. or other countries now, the culture is totally different. Like how you grew up is not how we grew up. And some people may not be able to handle it, especially the older ones. Like if you left like over like in your 20s and over, you remember how it is growing up in the slow times and the good family times.
Back in the home country,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, in the U.S. now.
The community.
No, it's basically about getting money.
Yeah, you got to get to the bag. And so one of the things I think is the big thing is like an emotional pull, because people watch our videos and we're going around to like places like Ruaka or Nanyuki, or we're riding through these towns and they're like, man, I remember that town. I remember that this. I remember that, right? And they're feeling like they want to come home. What do you think it is about the culture, the family, and the legacy that is making people want to come back?
Well, this is the first thing. I think, you know how when most Black Americans get to the continent, we're expecting this, hey brother, hey sister, welcome home. See, I think, and I've heard this, some people from Africa come to the U.S. and they think Black Americans are going to roll out the red carpet sometimes too.
It's true. Black
Americans don't always identify, and it's not like they're always trying to shun you.
Yeah.
Now, those of you live in bad neighborhoods, don't blame Black America for that. That's just your neighborhood, and it doesn't matter. But I'm talking about middle class or whatever. Like most of the time, people just don't know how to handle really connect with you, because you grew up so differently. They don't know what language you speak. They don't know anything about you, so they may be a little timid or apprehensive to even approach you. So it's not always that they have something against you, because I see a lot of that on the internet now, Africans and the Caribbean against Black America. And I was like, all our DNA is the same. This is just crazy talk. So I don't even get it. But,
and I think one of the biggest things it's like a reverse culture shock. When we come to Kenya and people hear our accents, even if you try to speak Kiswahili, like we're already identified as being Mzungu or being American or Black American or whatever. And the same is true when someone moves from anywhere on the continent of Africa and has an accent. Sometimes like people just don't make the connection, because it's like tribes.
Right.
That's what we would kind of consider it. It's like tribes. So we understand that community, and I know that's one of the things that probably draws Kenyans specifically to want to come back home to maybe raise their kids there.
Yeah.
So some people are looking to maybe bring their kids back home, or they feel like they don't belong. So those are some of the things. Ghana had this thing called the Year of Return, and I know some people were talking about they were going to have it in Kenya, Nigeria, different places. I think Burkina Faso mentioned it. Do you feel like that'd be a good thing for the diaspora?
Last I heard, Burkina Faso is not having no Year of Return. No, they ain't doing it like that. But I don't think that all that stuff is going to happen like that, to be honest with you. Ghana's been the closest thing, but people are having some issues over there. Some people are loving it. Ghana had a good,
really good marketing.
Good marketing. I guess they wanted it.
Yes.
Like, I'm not sure if like a place like Kenya
wants it.
I mean, as a whole, like the most, because I know people like
who watch the channel and watch other influencers. They want it.
They realize we're the same, pretty much.
But for the most part, the people who are in charge, we don't know if they necessarily want it. So beyond emotions, let's talk about the practical pull. So one of the things that people, I think, may consider is and we get this because we get Kenyans who are saying, "Oh, I want to move to America," and we always tell them, America, you may not make the money you think you're going to make, and America definitely is not cheap.
Nah, it ain't cheap at all. That $2,000 a month, we saying you can live on Kenya and live a nice life. You ain't living no nice life in America. No, not these days. $2,500 a week.
No,
man, you gonna be struggling.
And even
unless it's two of you.
That's the thing, and it has to be two of you because I mean, like I know people, you know, they're paying $1,000 in rent for a 1-bedroom apartment where their neighbors shoot next door. Like they done told me stories. It was a shooting, a bullet came through their apartment. And this is $1,000 rent.
Man, I would say 1,000. You know, we said 2,000. No, two of you. No, two people making 2,000.
No,
in the U.S. still a struggle. Like that's 48,000. Like in the U.S.
Oh no.
Nah, U.S. Yeah, it's a struggle. You can make it, but you gonna be budgeting your life out.
Every day you're gonna be sitting down doing that budget. You better live in a low cost of living area if you're gonna be making under $50,000.
Especially starting out now, because 48,000 you can't hardly get a house these days.
No. And I think some people are thinking about moving back to Kenya for a better work-life balance. Do you feel like people can get a better work-life balance living in Kenya if they're making income remotely?
If you got money. Well, no, if you're making income remotely, of course.
Or if you have money, right?
Right. Yes. If you have money, yes. You got money, no. You ain't got no work-life balance.
No, you just working. Ain't no life.
It's just like it is in the U.S. If you ain't got no money, you working these 2 or 3 jobs or whenever boss man say you go home.
It ain't no life.
I know.
No. So let us know where you guys are watching from. We know we have, you know, viewers from the diaspora all over the world. Let us know down in the comment section where you're watching from. We want to see how far this conversation is actually reaching. So, of course, with every opportunity, there's challenges. What are some of the challenges the diaspora will face moving back? What do you feel like is the biggest challenge?
Well, some of it's going to be connected to the challenge they first had in the U.S. A lot of times people move to the U.S., right? And they think, oh, I'm Kenyan, I'm Kamba. Like, no, you're not. You are, but in the U.S., you are African. Like Kenya, Tanzania. Matter of fact, I never met anybody from Tanzania while I was in the U.S. Now I think about it. But African. And when you move back home, depends on how long you gone. Welcome to Mzungu. You and me, buddy, lady. You in Mzungu because sometimes they're gonna think you change your voice and inflections,
the way you carry yourself,
to try to sound like the U.S., which you do because I do the same thing when I get to Kenya.
Yeah.
In order for people to understand
you. We do the same thing even between states. You can go from one state to another state. You have to change a little bit of how you pronounce it.
A little bit, yes. Because if you want people to understand you, you have to kind of speak closer to what they do. Now, if I came and spoke in my natural born South Carolina dialect, you think I'm country now. No. You probably wouldn't understand. So I have to change it up a little bit, like within reason. So when you come back, people are going to think you're faking, which you're not.
Especially if they hadn't been back in many years.
Right.
If they've been gone 30 years, if you've been gone 30 years and you haven't been coming home and visiting, things are different.
20 years, your whole thing is going to change. Like you sound much more Southern than you used to sound.
Yeah,
right.
I have been moved from New York down to South Carolina.
Yeah, so imagine if you move from another country, man. The whole way you speak is just going to be totally different.
Your haircut, your clothes, your swag, everything.
Mzungu. But people may not understand that because they just remember you before you left.
And let me tell them what that looks like. Yeah. What that looks like is when I first moved to Kenya. Yeah. People would ask me, "What tribe are you from?" And I said, "Oh, I'm from America." No. What tribe were you from before you went to America?
Oh, you're a faker.
And I said, no, I'm not from Kenya. I'm born and raised in America. How long had you been in America? I've been in America my whole life. So it's like, you can move back. And I've been hearing, you can move back and then people can still think you are not from your country, even if you were born in your country. But if you left when you were a toddler, you're done for.
Yeah, you just, I mean,
Mzungu. Welcome to Mzungu.
I mean, you are, to a certain extent, you are Mzungu, because really Mzungu is not just where you're born, I think it's your culture.
And so, they said it's how you carry yourself and how you speak and all of it. So.
Right. They said when I walk, they know I'm Mzungu.
Yeah. The clothes you wear, the way your haircut is, the way you wear hair and stuff. So.
Yeah, even though the younger ones are starting to change, though, they're kind of more Mzungu than anybody.
Yes, and then even like so let's talk about like someone who wants to return. So like Jermaine and I, we have lived in America our whole lives, and then we decided we sold almost everything we had. We packed up and we moved to Kenya. So we know what it's like to be in the American system. And to feel like you're okay, you could feel like you're doing okay, you're all right. Mm-hmm. But leaving everything that you've built in America and starting over in a new country, right. Maybe we can kind of help you guys with that. So how can we help them make the transition successful instead of stressful? What would you say the first step would be or should be?
Well, the first step is the same steps anybody from the U.S. or anybody outside of Africa should do.
Yeah.
Like, I think you should do, if you can, like a 3-month trial period first.
Yeah.
Because the first couple weeks to a month, this is a honeymoon phase, man. Everything is lovely. Mm-hmm. After about 3 months, when you see the system doesn't work the same,
yeah,
you not necessarily looked at the same anyway,
or you don't have the same patience you had. You ain't got the same
not gonna be the same. You just don't. Like, mine is slowly becoming more like the East.
Yeah.
But at first I was like, man, what's going on here? Right. Now in the traffic they move like people move, but sometimes the other thing is taking your time.
Yes. And then what else? So yeah, like you said, visiting and checking it out first, right?
Of course, making sure you got to make sure your money's right. Now, don't come over because even though Kenya is cheaper, they can drain you dry. You can run out of money in Kenya too now.
Mm-hmm. And cheaper is relative.
Right, relative.
It is relative to how you want to live, because it depends. Do you want to come back and go back? Like, it depends on where you want to live.
And if you black tax, I don't know how cheap it is.
Right. And if you want to live an American life in Kenya, so you got to pay the cost. Yeah. So also the other thing that we would consider or have you consider is leveraging points and miles. So Jermaine and I use points and miles to make our trips affordable. Right. We have a guide down in the description box that helps you get started with that. But talk a little bit about how points and miles can make visiting less expensive.
Listen, if someone who's left Africa and came back and going back and forth, man, they realize those plane tickets are not cheap.
Yeah.
So everybody who leaves can't come home and visit like that.
Them plane tickets are
it's too much. So when you're trying to struggle to pay bills, it's gonna look different than it looks in Kenya, but sometimes it's the same struggle. The struggle is just a better, more comfortable apartment. But points and miles kind of helps eliminate that. If you're coming from, like, if you normally paying $1,200, but now you're paying $50, $100, $150 to come back and forth, man, that makes a big difference. Now you're able to come home a little bit more, or eat up that first cost and coming home for good.
Yeah, and the flight, would you say, is probably the most expensive part of coming to the continent?
Depending on how long you stay and
well,
where
of course,
you
if it's going to be a long-term stay,
yeah.
Yes, your accommodations will be on the higher end. But that biggest hurdle, I think, is that flight. Yeah, and if you could narrow down like the points and miles, because I know how it is. You get on the Google Flights or one of them flight websites, and you start looking at them prices, and you're like, oh, wait a minute now.
But 2 days worth of stuff, a day to get there and a day to get back.
Right.
Because if you spend $1,200 in Nairobi, you can stay somewhere for a month, pretty much.
Yes.
But that $1,200 is hard to eat sometimes.
Right. And the other thing is, like Jermaine said, staying for a month in Nairobi or 3 months or 6 months, in order for that to be possible, you have to have some kind of
moolah.
Yes, you got to have some kind of revenue stream that is not attached to a job that you have to be at a certain amount of time a day. Something, whether it's remote work or online business, retirement, pension, something has to be in place.
That pesa.
Yes, you need that M-Pesa. You need them shillings.
Yeah, you need some.
Yes. The other thing we would say is, because we do know some people who are returning to places like Kenya and buying property and stuff. And the one thing I'm hearing is the common thread is hiring professionals to make sure everything is on the up and up.
Right.
Even them.
Yeah. Hopefully, like if you like left Kenya or your surrounding area, you still have connections to the place you left, and they can kind of look out for you in those, the right lawyer, somebody who's not going to scam you, to kind of shield you a little bit.
Yeah, especially if you've been gone for a while, right?
Yeah, but if you don't have anybody,
don't do it.
Take your time.
Yes. So, guys, what do you think? Would you ever consider moving back home, or is living abroad a better fit for you and you're just like, no, I'm never moving back home? Let us know in the comment section below.
That's one thing I'm interested in. How many people who have left Africa, period, or even, it doesn't have to be Africa, how many people have left their homeland and kind of yearn to go back home? It could be from the U.S., you left and now you want to go back, or you could be from China, you could be from Germany, you could be from anywhere. I want to see what people think about leaving and going back. For sure. Because I know, we've left in our home country. We've been moving around. It's only been like 13, 14 months now. But we're still in the honeymoon phase and we love it. We hadn't really planted anywhere. Our home base is in Kenya and we're moving around other places. But I still need my U.S. fix because our people are there, really.
It's true.
Right?
So we definitely get it. Like some people say, oh, I'm leaving America and I'm never going back.
I'm going back. I might go back in a few months.
Yeah, no, we have to go back.
I understand
and our kids are there.
Why people, if a lot, especially people who don't have grandkids or they're younger. Yeah. Somebody 20 something.
I get it. You start your new life in Kenya or Thailand.
You will, and a lot of people still go back sometime or another. But I understand. But when you have kids and grandkids, it's kind of hard to say, I'm not going back at all. Because one thing I will tell you, they're not coming to visit you.
Yeah, it'd be very unlikely because of the cost. They have the same factors that are inhibiting them. Both ways. That are inhibiting you from maybe returning. So we appreciate you guys watching. If you're ready to keep learning, we will link to another video next. Make sure you like this video so it can get into the algorithm and YouTube can show us some love. And subscribe to our channel because we want you to stay connected to our community.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.